Hey everyone, Techne here with this week's episode of Techne Talks. And believe you me, I did not think I was going to make it to this one. We actually just got back from our family vacation. We actually went to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee, rented a cabin up there in the mountains. What a blast. Did some Seaverville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, Dollywood, and all that stuff, and hiked some trails. What a stinging blast. I'm worn out. But again, I didn't think I was going to get to this, but this topic is so spicy right here, I had to cover it. Obviously, coming up from the Razer BlackWidow V3 Mini 65% and the pricing. Not necessarily, we're not just going to talk about the pricing. That's how this kind of sparked up. We're going to talk about the pricing in peripherals in general, kind of wrapping our heads around it. Before we get into that, two things I want to cover though is we're going to be giving away one of these Razer BlackWidow V3 Mini 65% keyboards here. Brand new with the yellow switches in it here. Thanks to Razer for partnering up on this right here. And it's going to be able to ship worldwide. And you all know how I do my giveaways. I don't like random giveaway accounts coming around and trying to snag them up. I like them going to true viewers, people that continuously come by and check them. So you know I do multiple verifications, right? We also do the Techne quiz to make sure you did watch the video. So don't think you're going to come in here, skip to the end, watch how to do it or whatever, how to be entered, and then go on your way, because you get that 5-minute allotment time to answer the quiz on the video right there, right? Again, I like my giveaways going to true viewers and subscribers. And the winners will be announced in the next week's Techne Talks right there. And again, you'll be allotted for that quiz. Number two, you all know I like talking about everything that we're using in the video. The microphone right here is a Fifine, I'm not sure how to say that. K690, it's a $70 microphone off Amazon. Nice solid metal build, and these aren't sponsored plugs, by the way. It's just me testing products with you guys for maybe pending future videos. But again, we're using a K690 here, multiple layouts or patterns for microphone. You got headphone, volume, and then a mic mute button right there, and then again a very solid build. So that's the microphone you're gonna be hearing. You're not gonna be hearing my video microphones. It's this going straight through. Using a SteelSeries Prime wireless mouse right here, Lenovo laptop, and this desk mat from Drop, I believe. But anyways, so jumping into the topic here, the Razer BlackWidow V3 Mini, the 65% Razer keyboard, coming in at $180, spiked a lot of conversation out there of people saying it's overpriced. So number one, let me kick it off here. We're going to talk about the comments, some comments from this video as well. And let me just say one thing else before we dive into the topic. If you have nothing productive to say online or in someone's video, you probably just shouldn't say it. Trust me, you're not a big person if you're back behind your little keyboard and your screen talking trash to someone online. You know what I mean? It's not cool, and you're not cool for doing it. So stop it. If you got nothing to say, just don't say it. Say it in your little head and go off doing whatever miserable thing you're doing for the rest of that day. You know what I mean? No one wants to hear it. Like, let's have constructive talks right here. You can give me constructive criticism about my videos or the product. I don't care. And then we can talk about it right there. But don't be a stinking schmuck. Just don't do it. Anyways, so we're going to talk about some of the comments on the videos. But where I want to start is right here on this poll I did, talking about the V3 Mini. I said, do you think the new Razer 65% BlackWidow keyboard is overpriced, expensive, or fair priced? And out of 11,000 votes, we got 80% at overpriced, 13% at expensive, 7% at fair priced. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about in this video. Overpriced, expensive. Is there a difference? I think there's a very big difference. There is clearly a very big difference. Do we understand the difference? Do we sit here and think about that difference before we start, classing a product or something like that? That's pretty much where it's going to really originate from right there. Because again, out of 11,000 votes, 80% are saying it's overpriced, right? So this is where I want to go right here. Talking about this being 180 at overpriced. My clear as day, as you all saw in my review video of this, I said it's expensive. I had to really sit there and truly, I'm not just saying this, I had to sit there and wrap my head around it. So I was using this keyboard a week before I even did, the call with Razer when they all talk about it. We had the PR person, the head peripheral and keyboard person, right? So I was using it a week before that. And I was just wrapping my head around it using it. I was like, wow, I really like this. This thing's stinking awesome. And funny story here, before I even got this in my hands or knew about it, I was talking to the Razer guy and I said, man, what would be really cool is if Razer made a BlackWidow. I was saying full frame, the big frame, the high profile kind, not the low with the floating keycap. I said it'd be really cool if you made it 65% with the Razer yellows and maybe made it around $100, something like that. And he's like, hold on, I think there's something you're really gonna like. And then again, a week or two down the road, they announced this. I said, son of a gun, that's crazy. Of course, this was packing a lot more than I expected, price as well. But again, that was really cool. That was just really funny. So again, talking about the BlackWidow right here being expensive like that. Also referring back to that briefing that I was on there with the Razer reps and everything. We go through it, we talk about it, right? I have my mind wrapped around it because I've already been using it for a week before we got on this call. We go through everything and then get to the end of the price of $180. And me right there, I go, right? And I say, whoa, 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 that is expensive. And I asked them straight up, I said, what justifies, can you tell me in your guys' words? Because I already had my vision over here. I'm like, all right, it's got this, this, this. That's what I'm kind of wrapping my head around. But I wanted to hear from them. I said, what are you guys saying that justifies the price tag on this? I asked them to this on the call, face to face, on this Zoom call or whatever, digital call thing it is, And they went through the exact same things as I said, right? The compact form factor, the wireless, the Bluetooth, and the switches now have the Razer yellows, which is like a cherry speed silver, but also with the dampeners on it, as far as like a cherry silent switch. Now, I don't know how much, R&D, research and development and stuff like that. I don't know about that. And as a consumer, I honestly don't care. I don't, I don't know, whatever, but as far as like the cost of something, I don't really know. I understand, again, you got R&D, then you got manufacturing and stuff, you got shipping, you got taxes, you got import fees, you have, if it's selling on Amazon, you got Amazon fees, you got credit card fees, you got all sorts of stuff, right? A few years ago, 7 years ago, I used to work upper retail management, and I used to be able to see the numbers on some stuff as far as markup, and every product has a markup, right? Obviously, these companies need to make money. They're not just making cool products for us, right? So there's got to be a markup in there, right? But there's a lot of other different stuff. And just to let you know, before we dive even deeper, I'm not sitting here trying to back up Razer. I'm not sitting here trying to back up the pricing of this. I'm just giving you my thoughts around it, having a coffee shop talk with you guys. You know what I mean? That's what any of these Techne Talks are. Heck, any of my videos, really. I'm just talking with you guys about the products. I don't script these. I'm just talking with you guys. But again, I do think, as I stated in my video, I do think it's justified the price, and that's kind of what I'm wrapping around. So, again, as far as that, yeah, I agreed it's expensive, but the point we're going to talk on is overpriced. So, talking overpriced, I want to talk about some other keyboards around that class. And as you see, I got the Apex Pro. Mic stand just fell down, the original one that came with this mic. But anyways, the Apex Pro right here. I love this keyboard. I stinking love it. It's $180. It's expensive, right? Is it overpriced? There's some things that's lacking. True ABS keycaps right here. Just right now, they show that shine. These got double shot ABS. A lot of people, speaking in the comments of the videos, people said ABS keycaps, bah. You know what I mean? Understand, I want everyone to know, sorry if you hear my neighbor mowing her lawn out there, by the way. But a lot of people were thinking just straight up ABS. These are double shot ABS. And if someone was blindfolded, myself included, you're not going to be able to tell the difference from the Razer double shot PBT or the Razer double shot ABS caps right here. I'm sorry, you're not. So if you're thinking they're regular ABS like this, wipe that clear right there, because they are not. These are those greasy, just chintzy, painted ABS keycaps. These things stink on the Apex Pro. These are, again, just like double shot PBT. They're solid, right? So talking the Apex Pro, the keycaps stink. The build is good. I think it's definitely good. It's passable. There's no pinging, no ringing. It's a solid board. I love it. I wish it was a little bit heavier. I really do. I wish the cable was detachable, whatever, it plugged in. Who cares, right? But the thing that sells this board are the switches, the Omnipoint adjustable switches. Now let's go right here. This is where we get into that expensive or overpriced. Are these Omnipoint switches going to be beneficial for you? Are they beneficial for me? Not really, right? I play Fortnite. I play Fortnite with my son a lot now, but we play on the Xbox. We use controllers. I don't build. I never build. So if you're playing Fortnite and you're building, you're really fast and all over the place, that's where these Omnipoint switches are going to come into play. If you're playing Call of Duty or Cersei Sandstorm or a story game, these Omnipoint switches are not going to make any improvement or benefit for you in your game. as far as like if you're playing Assassin's Creed or a story game or some slower paced game, it's not going to make a difference. There's no benefit, you know? So you come there thinking this, is it overpriced or expensive? I think it's expensive. It's expensive for a keyboard, but again, you look at the tech packed into it, the OLED screen, you can adjust everything right there. The only true downfall I can say about this, like, we can complain all day long that the cable's not detachable. I like having a pass-through rather than a detachable cable. I'm sure they can do it either way, but I'm just saying I'd rather the pass-through than detachable. I don't use coiled cables, you know. But the keycaps, it needs better keycaps. It really does. So that's the Apex Pro. The other one I want to come about here is, and I covered this in my video, and watch out so these don't fall over and knock over my drink. The Maya Pro. You'll remember my video. I love the Maya Pro. I really, really enjoy it. Now, they came out with a wireless version, the Starlight, Starry Night, Flare Star. That's what it's called. I reviewed it, actually. This keyboard right here comes in at around, I believe, $140 for this one with Cherry Silence. I believe 65% PPT keycaps, solid build. I love the Maya Pro. So don't think I'm bashing a Maya Pro here. I'm not doing that by any means. But the Flare Star, they came out with a wireless version. It's Bluetooth, connect up to 3 different devices. $155 if you wanted to go with a Cherry Speed or a Cherry Silence switch. I believe it added on $20, so you're getting at $175. So that's kind of put it more in the class of this guy right here. $175 with Bluetooth. Awesome board, awesome build. I really love it. Cherry switches. A lot of people hate on Cherry switches. I don't know why. Anyways, with this guy, comparing apples to apples here, great comparison. 180, Bluetooth, wireless, multi-device support if you use other Razer devices. I used the Death Adder, and I had them synced up through the keyboard dongle, multi-device, perfect, gaming or anything, no delay, no lag, nothing. That's a great example right there. Now, when you get to the Maya Pro without a design or anything like that, you can get it for like $110. That's a fantastic deal. It's amazing. It is absolutely fantastic. But that's the Maya Pro. That's a great example there. Now, the other route I want to go is people talked about customs all over in the comments here. $180. Wow, man, that's almost a custom. Why don't you just go custom? On and on like that, you know. It's crazy. It was like a whole lot of custom talk. And the one I pulled out right here is the KBD Fan 67 Lite. It's a decent board. It's a fun board, I guess. I don't know. I'm not even going to cover it. I might cover it in a compilation video with some other stuff, but a standalone video, no. This was, I got to pull it up here. How much was this? $130 with just the keyboard. No caps or switches. Switches probably $30. Caps roughly $50. These ones I have on here are $50, right? So right there, you're above this keyboard already. You know what I mean? And I'm going lowball in there. $50 for a fair set of keycaps that will match around this. $30 for switches. I'm talking about probably like Kale Silvers, something like that, you know, and we're above that price already. Someone's saying a custom board. This is the kind of custom board you can get right there. And again, it's decent. I'm not saying this is trash, but it's not competing with the BlackWidow V3 Mini. I would take the BlackWidow V3 Mini over this all day long. You know, you're not going to get this heavy duty, rugged, custom board that's just going to blow it out of the water. You know, so I just kind of wanted to go off that. That's what I think the custom's going to be like. Wait. Hold up. I don't like cutting up these Techne Talks. I don't like splitting them up. I like them being one straight run as far as the footage. I don't like breaking them apart. Just pretty much like my videos. I don't script them, so I like them to just roll naturally, right? But there's one other thing I wanted to talk about here. That was another thing in the comments a lot. The GMMK Pro, the glorious GMMK Pro. Y'all know I love this board. I reviewed it, high praised. It gets a lot of high praise out there. A little bit of opinion in it as well. But I stinking love this board. I really do. And a lot of people said that, oh, just buy the GMMK Pro. $170 for this board, right? So, I mean, heck, we're already at the price of the Razer, pretty much $10 off. This is what you got. This is your GMMK Pro right here. So take this and let's go start gaming with it. Not going to happen, right? Right? So, $170. Say some switches. Let's lowball it at $30 for some Kale Speed Silvers. I love them stinking switches. So say you get some switches, say $30, $35, whatever. We'll say $30 here, right? So you got that. Keycaps, decent set, PPT, ABS, double shot, whatever. Probably run you around $50, give or take. Maybe you can find some chintzy ones for a little bit less. But if you're spending $70, I'm sure $50 is going to be your minimum for a decent set. $250, okay? you're way above the Razer. So if you're telling me to go buy this instead of that, we're in two different ballparks there. Two completely different ballparks. Now, yeah, sweet. 5-pin PCB, hot swap. It's a stinking solid build. No joke, this thing is stinking solid. I love the layout. I'm not trash talking. It's just like the other boards. I'm not trash talking them. I'm just telling you, it's not logical to put them in the same class. It's just not. Have we come to that point where anything with the word custom is just, top tier? I don't think so. Again, it's two separate classes like Apex 7. I stinking love that board. Put different keycaps on it, you're good to go. This one, I love it as it is out of the box, but this, you're not going to game with this at $170. You're going to game with this at $250. Not a fair comparison at all. At all. So, I don't know. I just wanted to chime in about that one anyway. Let's roll the rest of the video. Another one I want to talk about as far as keyboards is the Drop Alt. I had a nice conversation with someone in the comments. We were talking about the Drop Alt, just constructive conversation again, right? No arguing or hating, nothing, but the Drop Alt high profile I have here, I've had the other one as well. I've had the Control, and I still use a Control high profile. I love these keyboards. I stinking love them. I really like this thing's just lofty here, right? Let's go to Drop. This keyboard right here with some switches and caps, not these caps, but some gray and black ones, decent PBT keycaps, $230. Okay, now you can buy this bare bones as well with no caps or switches, but again, you're going to get higher than their price, probably roughly around there, $180 for the low profile one, not low profile, but the one that the floating key designs would be $180. So we're at that same price. So we can, I guess the regular alt would be a better comparison than the high profile. But talking about it, like me even using them, these keyboards, and I know y'all can agree with me, right? These keyboards are horrible out of the box. Right? The stabs stink. And I'm not a keyboard enthusiast, a switch snob or anything like that, but the stabs out of this guy is just clear as day. Just looking at them, they move around on the board so much. They are horrible, right? They are bad, So, and again, you're pretty much tied into, I believe it's like maybe a Kale switch or something. Let's see. Halo Clear. Oh, so the price, let's see, there's a price jump up. Okay, so the price jumps up if you want to go with like a cherry switch. But anyways, other than that, like on my board here, that sounds good, doesn't it? That sounds really good. But again, on this board, I got lubed Gateron yellows. I went off and bought the foam for underneath this guy. I Band-Aid, clipped and lubed my stabs on this. There's a lot of work done into this board. So talking straight out the box, even 180 on the base one, out of the box experience, this BlackWidow is going to blow that away. Hands down. Not even talking features, just quality. You know what I mean? Because there's some work that needs to be done on these drop boards. After you tune them up, as you can see, they're stinking awesome. But it's not an out of the box experience. It's not. It's really fun to dabble with the drop boards. Kind of get your feet wet as far as customizing. But again, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. The drop boards are awesome. Again, I'm not trash talking them, but they need work out of the box. They need some fine tuning, and I come back to the Razer, which I would recommend. Now, this is where I want to go even more serious on this. And this really boils me up here. You know what I mean? The Razer Huntsman Mini, the 60% keyboard. PBT keycaps is great, Let me backtrack here. Like, again, I get so frazzled just thinking about this. Why did this keyboard get so much praise? Why? Because of 60%? 60% were cool right back then? Maybe because they had everyone's name printed on a spacebar. They came in fancy wooden boxes. Did the marketing sell them? Right? I don't know. Why? This thing was a rattly mess. If you went with the purples especially, or even with the reds. Why? Think about that. $120. Wired 60% keyboard. Don't even give me the PBT versus ABS, because again, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. They're both double shot, right? So that is not. So why did this get so much praise? The marketing? I don't know. You think that might be why? Could that had something to do with it? $120 to $180, right? Bluetooth, wireless, 65%. Awesome switches. Again, with these speed, the yellow switches, real fast switch, but also with a silent feel. Like these, you can say, optical switches. They're rattly, clanky. You know what I mean? These switches are fantastic over here. So why? I think the features, functions, the switches, everything on it justify the $180. It really does. So even further than that, I hope that really, clicks in your head like, wow, why did that Huntsman Mini get so much praise at $120? And now this one's getting down talked. It blows my mind. Two other things I want to talk about here are mice. How about the G Pro Superlight? $150 mouse. I stinking love this mouse. I don't use it anymore. It's been boxed up for a while. My left button started getting a little cranky as you saw in my follow-up video. $150 for a mouse. No Bluetooth, just wireless. Nothing really to it besides it being lightweight. That's really it. Yet that thing gets praised at $150 for a mouse. The Razer Basilisk something or another was $160 or $170. Bluetooth, wireless, and some other functions. That one got praised. So why are mice able to pass with these extraordinary, ridiculous prices, but this packing all these features isn't? I'm confused. I'm really confused here. I just don't get it. The Razer Orochi V2, right? This sparked up a previous Techne Talks talking about value. I didn't think it's a great mouse. I love the features, functions, the technology packed into it, the battery, Bluetooth and wireless, all that stuff. It was an awesome mouse. But I didn't think the $70 price tag was justified because it was using batteries. It felt a little dated. It was great that they include lithium ion, but still it felt a little dated. I wish it had a battery and you had the option to use batteries or the battery that was built into it. That would have been really cool. You know what I mean? I thought that would have been awesome. But again, at $70, I just didn't. Yet everywhere else, it's saying, oh, it's a value. It's a value. So what do we need? Everything to use a cable and everything to use batteries to be cheaper, and then it's a great value? That's like a step back. Let's take a few steps back and say it's a great value rather than packing tech into it and saying it's great. You know what I mean? That really throws me off right there a little bit. It's kind of like, okay, it's good here, but not here. And I hope you're catching on to where I'm stating with the poll that we did where it was overpriced or expensive. And that's exactly where I put this board, at expensive. Like I stated in my video, it is expensive. I'm not denying that. But is it overpriced? No, I don't think it is. Again, go to some of these other boards we were talking about, the Maya Pro, the Drop, add wireless, add Bluetooth. Multi-device connectivity is that's iffy. If you're always use Razer, if your whole setup's Razer, that might be beneficial for you. But if you don't, it's kind of like, nah, okay, maybe, But again, Bluetooth and wireless, having those built into it, I think that builds it up and justifies it. If you add those features into any of these other boards, I think you're going to get to the same price. Now, I'm with you. Like I stated, it's expensive. No denying it. No denying it, right? What I think Razer should do, and hopefully if Razer sees this or anything like that, and I posted this in the comments as well, is I really think they should make a wired version. Without Bluetooth, without wireless, without multi-device connectivity. Just a straight up with these switches, with this build, with the same caps. Keep it around 100 or 120 bucks, right? The Huntsman Mini was 120, so can they make this 120? I don't know, but I'd like to see 100 bucks, you blow the market out of the water. Everyone's happy. This is the best product of the year. 120, I still think it's catching hype and it's really going to move. I really do. At 120 bucks, wired as is. I would love to see that, and that would be amazing. And that's what I think Razer should have done. I'm not going to say just to, alleviate some of this talk that a lot of the other reviews and people are saying that it's overpriced. I don't think that, but just more or less to give the consumer options. Talk about the Viper, right? You got the Viper Ultimate, right? Maybe not everyone wants the wireless Viper. Maybe people want a wired one. They want to spend a little less money. Same with the keyboard. Get the wireless one if you want, packing those features. But over here, you got a cheaper one, right? That's wired. Kind of like the Apex Pro and the Apex 7. If you want the Omnipoint switches, here, you got it. If you don't, save 50, 60 bucks and get the ones without it. We need the options. Maybe Razer's working on this. I honestly don't know. If they're not, they really should. Not to avoid or squash any of this or, answer to the community, as a lot of people like to say. I don't think that. I think it's just straight up consumer options. Because no, not everybody has 180 bucks to spend on the keyboard. Me personally, I'm not loaded or stacked by any means, but I would buy the one packing the extra features. I love the Bluetooth and wireless. Me using Mac products, laptops, and my PC, I can take this one keyboard to multiple devices and be set. I'm good to go. And that's the one I would honestly buy as a consumer. But again, you may not need any of that. You may want just that wireless, and we should have those options. And I hope Razer does that. I really hope Razer does that, because this is a fantastic board that I think many people need to really just get in their hands, So hopefully some of these comparisons and talks we did here comparing to other products and stuff, hopefully you kind of understand where I'm coming from, right? Some other people, and that's kind of me talking about the comments here. One person's like, I can't find a comment now. He was like, oh, well, it's really expensive. I'm really shocked how Techne thinks it's a good deal. Hopefully now after talking about that, you guys can kind of see that. Because you all know I'm a stickler for price and value. You all know that, you know what I mean? But again, it's the same as expensive and overpriced like buying a car. Do you want the LE? Do you want the XLE? Is the XLE overpriced? No, it's expensive. But if you don't need those features, don't buy it. Just buy the LE. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is. Now, the thing that's missed here is we don't have the LE version. We don't have the lower version, which hopefully they do. But again, other people saying, I love Techne's videos. I watch all of them, but this one rubbed me the wrong way. How did it rub you the wrong way? Did you not think about it before you typed that comment? Compare it up to other things? Here's one that's finally logical here. This G Pro X at $150. The Viper Ultimate at $150 on release. It's solely personal preference. That's true. You got personal preference as far as feel, cosmetic, and features. That's exactly what it is. 100%. I just think we missed that option. Logitech G915 TKL, $230. There's a prime example. That might be overpriced. That one should have been $199. I love that stinking keyboard though. I really do. But again, just going through these comments, you can kind of see that and understand that I think a lot of people jumped on it, didn't compare or think about anything, and just went off typing, no PBT keycaps. I'm telling you what, and again, I'm not trying to back it up or stick up for it or anything. I'm just coffee shop talk with you guys here. Hopefully we can kind of get on the same page. But looking at some of these comments, it's just like, what? Why? Did you even think about it before you typed it? I think, again, I'm with you. When I first heard the 180s, I was like, wow. I had to sit there and really think about what it's packing to justify it compared to some of my other favorite products. Some other products that are kind of like, why? And then wrap my head around it. And I hope you guys do that too for not just this, but heck, everything in life. When you buy your first house, first car, your next car, whatever it may be, next keyboard, think about that. What is going to justify it for you? And again, Razer, please think about making a wired version. I think everyone would like that, and I think it'd be a great option just for consumers. So, how to enter the giveaway right here. Again, it's worldwide. It's going to last for 1 week. And again, if you're here just for the giveaway account, go on and leave because you're not going to win it. I promise you're not going to, right? There's going to be that Techne quiz. The winners are going to be announced in next week's Techne Talks. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for when that one's going to come out. And that's when we're going to announce the winners. So when you get announced, of course, your account is going to be verified. And then you're going to have 5 minutes to answer the Techne quiz, which is going to revert back to this Techne Talks right here that we're talking about now. And you have 5 minutes to answer a certain question that I come with out of that video. If you can't answer it, it goes to the next winner right there, right? So no random giveaway accounts. This is going to all of you true viewers and subscribers out there. So again, make sure you are subscribed in the first place and make sure you watch the video and we'll announce it there. And again, yes, it is worldwide. Open to everybody. This is awesome. Thank you so much, Razer, for partnering up with me this here. Again, this video is not sponsored. It wasn't fluffed. I just wanted to have a true conversation with you guys about this because it had me a little boiled up and just kind of just like, why? What is this? Like, how aren't we seeing this here as consumers? But again, I want to hear what you guys think about it. And that's, speaking of the giveaway, that's how you're going to be entered, as well as make sure to comment down in the comments of this video and just spark up conversation about this topic. What do you think about? If you think it's overpriced, tell me why. Don't just say 180 bucks. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. That's not going to count. There's got to be a topic. Why you think it's overpriced? What are you comparing it to? Right? The Falchion, I know that everyone wanted me to compare it to the Asus at 150 without Bluetooth. I mean, that's kind of simple right there. You can kind of speed it up with the extra feature, That's an awesome board. I love the slider on the way, by the way. But I haven't used it, so I really can't speak on it. But talking price to price, 150 to 180, that one's lacking Bluetooth. But it does have that cool slider. But again, I haven't used it. So anyways, but talk to me down in the comments. Let's talk together with everybody. Chime in. What are your thoughts on this? You know, overpriced, expensive. Why? I want to hear why, not just a single word. So again, we got to have a topic, and that's how it's going to enter you right there. But all in all, that's this week's Techne Talks right here. I'm glad I got to this one. Again, this has really been on my mind. And again, hopefully you have some good conversation down below. And that's how you're going to be entered for the giveaway again, with good conversation, not, you know, some ridiculous, just quick type comment down there. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I had a blast. This has been such, again, a spicy topic on my mind right here. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I hope to see you in the next Techne Talks, and good luck winning this keyboard. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.